Montreal Canadiens just robbed the NHL as Kent Hughes steals Noah Dobson out from under the New York Islanders in a crazy blockbuster trade on draft day. In this video, we're going to talk about how he impacts the decor of the Montreal Canadiens and have a look at his extension that was signed upon this trade. So you're not going to want to miss this episode of Hattrick HQ. But before we dive into all that, we just want to say we're about only 20 subscribers away from hitting our goal of 17,000 subscribers before the draft starts tonight. So if you're watching this and you want to be a part of a great community here that keeps you up to date on everything around the Montreal Canadiens and around the league heading into a busy offseason, make sure down below and hit that subscribe button, even if that 17,000 number is there while you're watching this. We hope it is. But make sure to subscribe to the channel. But we got a big trade today, a blockbuster bombshell that not a lot of people were anticipating to happen today. We obviously knew some big moves were coming, but nothing as big as Kent Hughes and the New York Islanders making this insane trade. And if you haven't seen it quite yet, here we see from Frank Ciravelli on Twitter breaking down the entire trade details here, where Noah Dobson goes to the Montreal Canadiens with an extension in place for 8 years, $9.5 million AAV. Going back the other way is the 16th and 17th pick in tonight's NHL draft, as well as Emil Heineman, and this has to be the heist of the century for Kent Hughes and the Montreal Canadiens, because Noah Dobson is a fantastic young 25-year-old right shot defenseman that a lot of teams were in on, and for them to go out and make this big of a splash and bring him in here is a generational trade. This is a trade that will go down in the history books as one of the best trades by a Montreal Canadiens GM. I really do think so, because I think this guy has the potential to be the best defenseman in the league. I think he is fantastic for his age, and we've seen him play phenomenal on this New York Islanders team, being a very mobile defender, great offensively, and now developing a defensive side of his game. And getting him for just 2 first-round picks that, guys at the 16th and 17th selection, yes, there has been some good players to come that late in the draft, but you got to think about giving up 2, young guys. You're going to get 18-year-olds coming out of this draft with the 16 and 17 pick that might make this team in 2 or 3 years' time. Isn't worth nothing to the Montreal Canadiens, because they're in a window right now where they can compete. We've seen them get to the playoffs last season, and it looks like Kent Hughes, with this trade, is sending a shot to the NHL and say the Montreal Canadiens have arrived. And first off, his name is Noah Dobson. He has arrived to the Montreal Canadiens. Taking a look at his stats here from last season, he had 39 points in 71 games. He's a big boy, 6'4", a right-handed shot defenseman. Like I said, at 25 years old, he had 126 blocked shots last season with 57 hits as well. And you see that shot total, 196. That is a lot of shots from a defenseman. And boy, do I love a defenseman who has a big shot from the blue line. And this is what you got with Noah Dobson. 10 goals as a defenseman is not an easy feat whatsoever. He is going to be unreal for this Montreal Canadiens team. He's such a pure offensive guy, but over these last couple of years has developed that defensive game. As you see here, his EV versus offense versus EV defense on the right side of this J Fresh chart, you see how his defense in 22-23 was at 0%. Then in 23-24 it went to 50, and then this season it is up to 100%. That just shows how good of a spike he's had in developing his defensive side to his game. He's went from more of an offensive, a big right-hand shot guy to a two-way guy that leans more offensive. He is such a great defenseman, and getting him for a steal of 2 first-round picks in this year, 2 late first-round picks this year's draft is just absolutely sensational. As you see here as well, his goals is at 91%, in the 91 percentile for defensemen, which is very high. His first assists is 94 percentile as well, which is very high for a defenseman. You see the power play at 50%. He was running the power play for the New York Islanders towards this season for them. But, obviously Montreal has Laine, Hutson now. I think Dobson will be more the guy who goes on that second power play unit, and I still think he will be able to make some noise back there, no doubt about it. He hasn't played any penalty kill in his career, but you don't need that. Montreal have some great defenders that can play the penalty kill, and I'm sure Dobson would be more than willing to slide into that role if it did have to happen. And I'm just so excited for this trade. If you can't tell already, I am a huge Montreal Canadiens fan, and I'm just so glad that they got this guy today. Looking at some of his strengths, they say he's a big game performer as well. He stepped up with timely goals late in games last season for the New York Islanders, and there's one thing we know about this Montreal Canadiens team from last season was how good they were at finishing late in games. Shout out Nick Suzuki has become captain clutch for this team, and just adding another guy who's clutch in those scenarios where they're down a goal and they need one. It's just great for this game. Like I said, he has excellent two-way player as well. And looking now at what they thought his extension was going to be going into this is from Scotia Stat Hockey Cards. Great follow on Twitter for everything in your contract needs. They say here they had him at 8 years, 9.7, but Montreal got him at 8 years, 9.5, a little bit cheaper than what they had him projected here. Some comparables, he's up there with Mo Seider, Sergachev, but guys who are getting that 9.5 number, there is Adam Fox, Seth Jones, Zach Werenski. These are all guys who are around that same number. I believe they're exactly at 9.5 million, and I think this is a fantastic contract for the Montreal Canadiens. Yes, it seems like a lot of money. It does. But you got to think the cap is going up. This contract is going to look cheaper and cheaper every year, as Jay Fresh put on Twitter this chart as well, saying this is how his 9.5 million contract will look under the inflation equivalent. As you see, it's 8.8, then 8, 7, 7.4, all the way down to 6.1. So this contract is only going to look cheaper every single year. I think this is a steal. Yes, maybe he's not quite up to that level of an Adam Fox yet. Maybe I would say he's better than a Seth Jones who is getting that number, but I think he's 25, he's entering the prime of his career, or he's in it right now, so his potential is only up from here, and he's only going to get better. So this contract is going to look amazing in a few years' time. And I really love this today. I think he really revolutionizes the blue line of this Canadiens team, as we see from Big Head Hockey saying this group is genuinely top 5. I don't know if we go that far, Big Head Hockey, but it is definitely up there. Seeing Gouli and Hutson, Matheson and Dobson, some early kind of comparisons to who they think is going to be his partner. I do like Matheson and him paired up. I mean, obviously they're going with more of an offensive guy with a defensive guy. We're seeing this kind of blueprint throughout the NHL, but we've also seen at times where they've had two offensive guys paired together. Maybe we see Laine switch over to the left side and Dobson goes up and these guys run the 1 and 2 for the first pairing of the Montreal Canadiens. I don't think that's, what we're going to see immediately. Maybe it's something we see change on the fly in a game, which would be fun to watch. But I think it's just it's only a matter of time for this Montreal Canadiens team to be Stanley Cup contenders. This is a big step in the right direction for them, and huge trade today. Huge shout out to Kent Hughes for making this happen, because without him, we wouldn't have such a good blue line. And there's guys not even on here. Logan Mailloux, a guy who we were able to keep in this trade. We were able to keep all of our top picks, all of our top prospects. Sad to see Emil Heineman go. Guy really did like him in the Montreal Canadiens jersey last year, but for the price to pay for Noah Dobson, you had to take it here. It's so great. Logan Mailloux, David Reinbacher, there's so many guys, prospects in this system as well, being able to come up and play in this blue line as well. Their decor is deeper than it's ever been, and adding a key player like Noah Dobson only makes it better, and it's only going to make their 5v5 play even better as well. Want to hear your guys' thoughts on the trade down below in the comment section. Quickly, before we wrap up this video, I do want to talk about something I have been seeing a lot on Twitter reactions to this, is that, hey, now that we've signed Dobson at 9.5, we're going to have to pay Laine Hutson a lot. I mean, he's going into next season, or this season, he will need an extension, and I think, you know, we will see that extension take place. There's no doubt about it. Early projections at this, we've seen Scotia Stackard be pretty close to numbers of what Dobson actually signed for. They have an 8-year deal here at almost $11 million for Laine Hutson. I think it will probably be in the 10.5. That's where I'm putting at it. Do I think he's worth 10.5? I think he's worth every bit and even more than 10.5 million over 8 years. This deal is going to get done. There's no doubt about it. I mean, looking at their cap, this is not right now. Right now they have 1.8 million in cap, but this will be their cap after next season, which is $40 million. A lot of expiring contracts coming up. So they will definitely be able to afford Laine Hutson at 10.5, and I really do think that he is worth it. I think Noah Dobson's worth the 9.5. It's only going to look better and better for the Montreal Canadiens as the years go on, as this team progresses. But I love this trade today. Can't wait to see Noah Dobson in the blue, white, and red. He is going to be electric to watch. He's such a fun player. He's going to make this team even better 5v5. He's going to make them even better in clutch situations. I am so excited for this. Want to hear your guys' thoughts on the trade down below. Do you think it is a steal as well as I do? Love to hear your guys' thoughts down below. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. We'll be here keeping up to date on everything that's happening around the NHL. But as always, I've been your host, KC. Keep your stick on the ice.